just three white guys having their podcast. That's what happens when you start approaching 30s, and you're just like, man, I gotta grab my two white friends and make a podcast.
Well, yeah.
As Gunn and I both approach our 30s.
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s. What do you mean approaching? What is this approaching bullshit?
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast. I am joined, as always, I am Cameron Schindler, joined, as always, by the lovely, sometimes likes to drive off the road, Thomas Gunn.
Whoa.
How are you doing?
That's not exactly what happened today.
Wow.
But I was doing well until you put me on blast.
No, I've totaled my car before.
That's great.
That was
for
under
you.
that was under your own accord.
Yeah, that wasn't my. I've been in accidents.
I don't think it was
where-
an Accord.
No,
It was a Charger.
Oh, I've been in accidents where it wasn't my fault.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm
We got
fine.
it. We got it.
I just had a rough day, but I'm fine.
Yeah, I feel you. And that other voice, what's creeping in, is James Hippo Hieronymus. What's up, buddy?
Hola.
Oh yeah. Today we were gonna do a
No Hippo fact.
No,
You just keep dropping the ball, dude.
No, I know.
Eventually, Jay's gonna start calling you out.
That's okay. Jay can call me out as much as he likes.
Email us Hippo facts, Jay.
But until Jay beats me in Pauper.
Oof.
Well, we've also never been paired against each other, I think. So
Except for the one time last month, and he
but he didn't
was
show up.
He didn't show up, so he's like never played against you. He's played against me like almost every single time.
On
We played a
round
couple
one
times.
too. It's hilarious.
Yeah, the number of times he's played against me is like insane. And then the last month he got paired against you and said round one,
Yeah,
and then didn't show up because he was too
That's
scared.
true.
No, he was
Speaking
dead.
of, this coming weekend is our Pauper Monthly.
Yeah, are you playing
Indeed it is.
I am likely to be going to the RCQ down in Columbia that
Boo!
weekend.
You're
on
gonna play
Saturday.
standard instead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I gotta try and get back on the PT.
Hippo, you're playing though, right? Yeah, cool. Me too.
I just look at you and you're like, yeah, I know.
But today we were gonna do a discussion on like burning decks, but we looked and we saw like 5 different tournaments, 3 of the challenges and 2 other bigger tournaments that we want to talk about instead, and figured that might have been a long episode, and they don't like me that much to hang out at my house that long, so we're gonna
He
save.
doesn't let us hang out that long. Don't listen to him, guys.
So we're gonna save that topic for another time though. So now we're just gonna have like a nice like state of Pauper discussion, and boy do we have a state
Channel
of
our
Pauper.
inner spikes.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we are.
Very true. You're all
What's-
spikes.
Like tryhards.
Do you guys want to talk about tournaments first, or do you want to talk about what you're thinking for the monthly first?
Let's talk about tournaments first, and then Cameron and I can go over what we
Yeah,
anticipate to play on the
That's
next
true.
weekend.
That's true.
Awesome sauce. Alrighty, the first tournament we're going to look at today, this is the Liga Gaúcha de Pauper 2024, Etapa 2 at Nerds Cards. This is in Porto Alegre, down in Brazil. Brazilians love their Pauper, let me tell you. There were 74 players. I came across this because I saw the winning player post their list on Twitter the other day.
Good catch. Good
So
catch.
I'm excited to run this down. In 8th place, Cambino on Rakdos Madness Burn. In 7th place, Eli Martins on Monored Koldatha. In 6th place, Ravani on Altertron. In 5th place, Luan P on Golgari Gardens. In 4th place, Wagner Lucas on Coggates. That looks like maybe a little black splash in there. Maybe we'll take a look at that. In 3rd place, Rafa Matos, also on Gardens. In 2nd place, Angel Araujo, on Boros Synth with Koldatha. And in 1st place, Clean 7-0. Of course, this is also, it looks like this is just standings after Swiss, but I believe the Is It Control player also took it down. This is Vinicius Raimundi on Is It Control. This is a blue-red terror list. We've got Screds. We've got a couple breath weapons in the main. Got a couple murmuring mystics in the main. This list looks clean and sweet.
I do know that somebody is playing this in our locals this month.
Because you're handing it to them?
No, they have a belt. It's entirely foil and it's very pretty.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
I know. Is this the deck that Manguchi kind of like he posted a league video with. I know I saw him like post something about like is it in Pauper.
It's entirely likely. Yeah,
So,
this is
like,
probably this is like kind of the de facto is it list.
Yeah,
It's like the terror list with like a couple like good mid-rangey cards like the Admirals and the Memory Mystics.
So like why this over Dimir?
My biggest guess is it has like Lightning Bolt
And
as a part of the equation, and a nice little instant speed sweeper in
breath weapon.
the breath weapon.
Scred's also nice too. That can like really scales.
You also have red gets better sideboard options against Affinity in Cast into the Fire and Gorilla Shaman.
You stole the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that Cast in the Fire. Is
And the
just,
breath weapons are probably pretty good too. Just like sweep up when they're just on the like go wide Frogmite plan.
I bet this deck is a lot better against Affinity than Dimir.
Oh yeah,
I would
I
imagine
feel like
so.
I feel like that matchup's got to be pretty hard. Also, they're trying to like fight on weird axes. They're having tried to fight on weird axes with sideboard cards like Steel Sabotage and stuff like that. And it's just not.
It's
It's
clunky.
really weird and clunky, and it's like it doesn't line up super well.
It's
But
all
this-
fun and games till all that glitters gets put on Obsidian Acolyte,
Exactly.
and then you know.
Where this you have the super clean 8 blast sideboard, the traditional Pauper 8 blast sideboard, and then some nice extra cards to go against Affinity.
I can see this list struggling against a Crimson Acolyte though, versus like Black has like the sacrifices and stuff, and Crimson dodges the breath weapons too. But like being red, you get the blast effects, which is really nice. And something like with the mirror is with snuff outs, you're really good at sniping that glitters creature. But what happens is you end up losing to a bunch of dumb Frogmites and Thraben Inspectors that end up beating you down. It's just like it's not efficient to Chainer's Edict them and defile them and stuff, and they just have a bunch of little dinky creatures. So like the breath weapons here are really, really nice, I think.
I like that too. In second place, the Boros Synth list, we've got 4 Kuldotha Rebirths in here, along with 2 Demand Answers, and 8 Inspectors.
I want to note that again, 8 Inspectors.
I know, I get it. I heard you. there's a lot of 8 inspectors as challenges coming up too. So.
It's true. There are.
This is not
Ooh,
similar.
two
This is like
Bushwhackers.
that list that the Moto Grinder played. Like,
Kerblinski.
yeah, like he is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. He put like that list together in like 3 minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
they
he put the
said,
list
and-
together in less than 5 minutes and like kind of destroy the challenge.
So this is probably a lot more refined version of that. We're not seeing that discard pump spell here. Probably just to have a more focused game plan. This looks more similar to like Boros Synth with that Bushwhacker Godolpha get you start.
I think the real, like, at this point, as little a time as we've had with like the new murders cards. So I think the big difference between the list now post murders is that whether you want to be playing all these inspectors, these 8 inspector lists, or do you and with alongside the Godolpha Rebirths, or do you want to go alongside the Seeker of the Way route and have a little slower game plan but a little bigger game plan?
I see what you're saying. I also like that these demand answers are here.
Yes.
Like I played around with that card in Synth, and it just, man, I'm more high on that than I've been seeing on people in like challenges and stuff. If someone's wrong, it's probably me. But man, that card, like you were high on it too, Gun.
Demand Answers is really strong.
You just don't run out of gas, and like
Exactly.
it doesn't feel bad when you have 2 or 3 lands in hand. You pitch a land, draw 2 cards, like whatever.
Yep.
Like I don't need my 6th land drop that bad.
I think the difference that you pointed out, James, with the Seeker of the Ways is this list has no life gain, like no natural life gain that I can see.
Windscarred
outside of Windscarred Crag, but like 4 life if you see all 4, like that's not really doing too much. So I think that they're removing their like hedge against the red decks to kind of almost match them in speed of going wide, and also be able to just be a little wider and faster against the rest of the format. I think
a lot of that has, if you're comparing it to the red deck, I think with the big boon here on this side is that you get to play a bunch of X2s. Like playing X2s with all these inspectors just like blocks that deck so very well.
Oh, yeah.
Like they just
Especially when everyone's,
cannot
like-
get through.
like
Core
end the
Skyfisher.
festivities.
Yeah, Core Skyfisher also does a huge bit here too as well.
2-3 flyers really big in this format. And man, same thing. Oh, there we go. The
Firing on
relics.
all cylinders today.
Yeah, we are. We see the relics in the sideboard a lot of times in these Boros Synth lists. We've been seeing them in the main deck, but nope, they move those to the side, probably just because they get outgrinded by the Jeskai Ephemerate decks. And
I also don't think they need them against main deck terrors. This deck is just a little bit faster than terror is probably able to particularly efficiently deal with in their main deck, if I had to guess.
I bet this Godolpha version
Except
gets
for
under.
obviously the winning list being a terror list, but they have the Cast into Fires, which does a great job here.
Yeah, it almost... I
Or
feel
not
like
Cast into Fire, sorry.
Breath Weapon.
Breath
Breath
Weapon.
Weapon. That's true. That's true. And Dimir Terror could be scary for this list too, because they have those unexpected things that could get ya.
And I think a cool part of this one is that you're able to like actually sacrifice your creatures to a fair amount of things in this deck too, in response to blocks as well, or kill your own creatures like with a lightning bolt or something like that, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think the only way to kill or sack your own creatures is makeshift munitions.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I'm like,
Yep,
you have
yep.
ways to stop them from gaining the life off of the
Yeah,
unexpected things.
munitions is so good. I mean, like in the sideboard here looks like a standard red sideboard. We got some Flaring Plains, we got some Blast, some Casts in the Fire, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, ways to deal with X1s, ways to deal with artifacts, and ways to deal with the graveyard. That's kind of the name of the game.
Shet, can I group these two Gardens decks together? Do you care? They're
Go for
both
it.
similar enough. They're both on 2 Tithing Blades, 2 Chainer's Edict, so that's interesting. Which I get, like, Chainer's Edict, you have the 7 mana flashback ability to use it again, but Tithing Blade being an artifact, being able to be sacked to deadly dispute effects and stuff is just so good. And I do like that late game inevitability with the craft ability. Some side tech, one of these has a campfire, probably just for the mirror and all that fun stuff. They're all on the 3 of creature suite, so it's 4 creatures, it's 3 of all of them. 3 Avenging Hunters, 3 Crypt Rats, 3 Thorns, and 3 Trolls. That's become kind of stock. And the other one had a cool sideboard card in Raven's Familiar. I do not know where... That must have been a challenge. I lied. Forgive me.
I guess we'll get back to it.
All right, we'll come back
You
to
mean
that.
Raven's Crime?
Yeah.
Oh, Raven's
Raven's
Crime. That's a
Crime,
real card. Yeah.
Black sorcery. Target player discards a card.
You can-
Retrace.
And so retraces, sack a land, and
Did you find it?
or discard a land. You can cast this. From
Yes, the fifth.
graveyard.
Oh, there it is. I actually clicked on the top 61. I'm not a liar. Yay. Good to know.
Raven's Crime.
And other than that, it's Gardens. It's what we know and love.
Hell yeah.
Well, some people love it.
Cool. Anything else stand out to y'all?
Visorius, or I don't know why it's called control. Coggates is this
Yeah.
Coggates deck. You mentioned it. It splash black for 2 suffocating fumes in the main board, and you see the Pyroblast in the sideboard.
And 2 Arms of Hadar.
Oh, I didn't even
So
notice
more
that.
black spells.
That's the if you're gonna splash black, those are the 2 cards you're splashing black
Yeah,
for. If you just
that
wanna
makes
have-
sense.
The coolest card in this list, though, is Judge's Familiar. I think
Let's go.
Also saw the Judge's Familiar, which made me super happy.
that's the first instance I've seen of that card in this deck do pop up somewhere, and I'm curious how it did for him. I'm sure it was good in some spots, bad in others.
I'm actually kind of surprised that that's the first time that's popped up. I would assumed that it had done more.
That
in the
card's
format.
sick.
Yeah, this card's great. Card's won 2 Pro Tours. If anybody doesn't know that,
I was
It's
gonna
true.
say that.
card has got some pedigree
It,
to
it
it.
has some pedigree.
I'm gonna skip over Altertron because I cannot tell you enough that the deck is stock and what's innovative about
I will
it.
briefly say that there's not much going on here outside of being a normal stock or close to a 75. I know there are some content creators who like to kind of brew around a little bit with this deck and make some interesting card choices, but there's nothing really particularly wild going on in this
Is
list.
it you? Are you
No,
the content
I am not the
creator?
content
Oh.
creator making content with this list. I promise you. Altertron is not totally my jam.
So in this mono red deck, there's a 2 of in the sideboard of equipment.
I just saw that, yeah.
Salvic Life. Am I saying that right?
Silvok.
Silvok Life Staff. So it's 1 generic artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. It's all right. Equipped 1, but wait, there's more. Whenever equipped creature is put into a graveyard, you gain 3 life. So I guess you just
Wild.
put it on I guess in the mirror.
Yeah, I imagine this is for the mirror.
Put it on
This
a
is
dude and
Fascinating tech.
gain 3 life when you're. I mean, that's a good exchange if you both Kadotha off. And worst case scenario, you can always Kadotha this yourself or sack it to your makeshift munitions that this list is not playing. So, man, 3 Seal of Fires again.
Well, Well, it's here. It makes sense because you have the blast runners. Because the blast runners care if you sacrifice a permanent.
Yes. Okay.
But in the other list we were talking about a week or two ago, the seal fires were a little strange because it was in the synth list.
Please put me in my place. Thank you.
No, you're good.
And I think it's worth noting, I feel when we talk about the Godolphin deck, the last few episodes when we have mentioned it, we kind of brushed over it. Like, yeah, it's stock Godolphin. But I don't think we ever like really went into like this creature suite that's become stock. Like
probably not since we did like the specific like mono red episode.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if that was worth going into real quick. You normally see a mixture of 4 Volduran Epicures, 4 Goblin Blast Runners, which is a 1-mana 1/2 that gets +2/+0 in menace as long as you sacrifice a permanent this turn. So that synergizes with your Godolphin Rebirths and, like Gunn said, the Seal of Fires. You see a Goblin Tomb Rainer, which turns into a Goblin Guide without the downside if you control an artifact, so that synergy with Great Furnace. And you see a mixture of Goblin Bushwhackers, which is that Godolphin payoff to smack you really hard and fast.
Yeah, it's the turn. It's the potential turn 2 kill, actually.
Oof, that's
or
disgusting.
basically a turn 2 kill. It's extremely hard to come back from. Like there's a
That's true.
there's like a turn 2, but it is like really hard.
And you see these Rakdos Madness decks now. They're starting to adopt the Goblin Tomb Raider. If you sacrifice stuff, because they're playing like the Deadly Disputes and the Scrapwork Butts now, and of course all the blood tokens that sacrifice themselves. So that's starting to become stock there.
I think a good reason to be playing this deck is if you do think that like mono red is going to be like a huge deck in your room. This deck actually like feasts upon that like pretty hard.
I'm sure that beats up.
It does. It absolutely does. Like having like
It's definitely difficult.
Vampire's Kiss and like Alms of the Vein is huge in that matchup.
Yeah.
So if we scroll down a little bit, you'll see in top 16, I just barely missing top 8 is another Boros Synthesizer list. And I thought it'd be interesting to compare that to the previous, because this one is Godolphin list. Godolphin list. There's no Godolphas. They're not playing Godolphas. But I think what's taking their place is 3 Relic Progenitus and 2 Dawnbringer Clerics.
Sure.
Yeah, they just want to play a little more mid-rangey game.
Did the other list have 3 Bard Battle Fist?
No, it did not.
And this one's also playing 3 Bard Battle Fist.
It's a little bit more traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I think that wraps it up for this episode. No, I'm kidding.
We got real quick. We got a mono green Stompy list in top 16
I
too.
just saw my.
These lists are really cool. It's just a bunch of your cheap, efficient green creatures. Some of them aren't totally green, like Vault Scourge, but it's basically a 1-mana creature.
Burning Tree Emissary?
Burning Tree Emissary is in here.
Yeah, these are this is like the traditional old school like Stompy list when it was good.
When I hear Stompy, I think of like 3-mana, 4-mana big green creatures, like from like when I started playing Magic.
So like Steel Leaf Champion.
Yeah, Steel Leaf Champion. Like it's like in Dominaria or Questing Beast.
Yeah.
But like the curve stops at 2 here. Besides
right, but
Elephant
they
Guy.
still they get huge with like Hunger of the Howl Pack and
Finds of
Vastwood, Savage Swipe,
Rancor,
Elephant Guide.
Yeah, this is what the traditional like Stompy list looks like. Cool, it's pretty sweet when this pops every once in a while.
I've never played against it in paper.
I did play against this one month with the month I played Mono White.
I remember that.
I did win.
Mm-hmm.
Thank goodness.
Shall we talk about the Magic Online Pauper Qualifier?
Oh, Gun, do you mean this 200+ person event on Magic Online for Pauper? That's an insane amount of people.
I'm a dump truck. You sound like Lola from Big Mouth.
Oh, I do a pretty good Lola.
No, that was. Were you trying to do it?
No.
Oh God, you did a really good
I do
job.
a lot of things without meaning to sometimes. For those who don't know, the qualifiers are a series of tournaments in Magic Online's like premier level organized play system. There are a handful of qualifiers each season. Each season is like, I don't know, like every like 4 months is like a season. There's like 3 seasons a year essentially on Magic Online, and these qualifiers are scattered throughout that season. They mix them up between a bunch of different formats. Like whenever there's a sealed one for the upcoming limited set, a lot of people get really excited to play the sealed qualifier, and they get to have a top 8 draft, and like that's like a big deal. So this was the Pauper one for this season. I don't think we get a Pauper one every season, so they kind of there are some formats where they mix up what like extra format it's going to be.
I think this might be the first one.
Yeah.
I don't remember this being a thing. I mean, it might have. I might be entirely wrong.
Maybe.
Somebody might tell me I'm wrong.
Because I think it might have been like Pauper and Legacy and like another format got like on the rotation of which one was also, because it was like standard always, Pioneer always, Modern always, Limited always, and then
some
like,
Legacy, some Vintage.
yeah, and then Vintage and Pauper and Legacy are kind of like
I don't remember there being. If there has been one before, it has been a long time.
Yeah, I would believe that.
But yeah, it is exciting to see that there's a 200-person qualifier tournament for Pauper,
and
that brings the non-Pauper players out to come play Pauper, which is super sweet. They get to experience the format like everybody else does.
It's true, and we have some stone cold killers who are regularly in our regular Pauper Challenge top 8s, making top 8 of this event. In 8th place, we have Echo Baronin on Blue Black Terror. In 7th place, we have R. Clint 21 on Flickertron. Ooh. In 6th place, Luffy do Chapeau de Pala on Grixis Affinity. In 5th place, Make It Right on Green White Boggles, aka Hexproof. In 4th place, Hamp Use 1 on Flickertron. That's 2 Flickertron lists in top 8. In 3rd place, MCS Cards on Coggates. In 2nd place, Top Leech on Mono Red Koldatha. And in 1st place, An Omen of Things to Come, with an 11-1 record, Las Vegas Chaos on Blue White Glitters Affinity.
Big congratulations to them taking that down.
Absolutely.
That is an extremely impressive record. So they went X1 in the Swiss and then didn't lose in top 8.
That's a good record.
That is an incredibly powerful record.
I'm curious to see their one loss. What that was, when that was.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see this as well. It would have to have been somebody that was like absolutely gunning to beat this Affinity deck.
So I got the 2 Tron decks pulled up next to each other just because I wanted to see how different they were. They're
a little bit different, actually, because I've looked at these 2 lists specifically for my own purposes.
So one is playing one of the Dinrovia horrors.
Dinrova horror?
And that used to be an old school Pauper staple.
Yeah.
This
was a Tron. This was one of the Tron finishers back in the day.
Still is, I guess.
Well, I guess, yes. When it was a more relevant deck, I should say. I think the actual biggest difference between the 2 of them is actually how they're fetching their Tron lands.
Yeah, I was about to
say.
I
want to the list that placed higher was playing 3 or 4 copies of Crop Rotation.
They were playing 3 copies of Crop Rotation. Cool. The other list with the horror
was playing 4 copies of Expedition Map.
Exactly. Unbanned.
Yes. I do think that is a very interesting division between the 2, and an interesting decision to be made. The question is how often do you think you're going to be able to tap for a green mana is really the question here. Another question is how often do you want to be playing at instant speed? I think these players are probably, but I do recognize the name RC Clint 21 for being a Tron player previously, so I'm sure they knew what they were doing. I'm not exactly sure about the other player, but I'm very excited to see that this deck put 2 copies into the top 8, as you might find me this weekend playing this list. Maybe.
It's a cool deck. I really like it. People don't know of course, it's like a 5-color good stuff Tron deck.
It's a Mystical Tutor deck.
Yeah, they get away. Yep, they get away with the 5 colors with Energy Refractor, which is similar to a card on the ban list. But now it's a 2-mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card, and you can pay 2 and filter a color.
I think the best part about this is pay 2, it does not tap.
Exactly.
Pay 2 to filter into it, and it doesn't tap it.
So if you prolong the game with a bunch of Weather Storms and
Moments Piece.
Thank you. The 4 Moments Piece that this deck plays of, and you get to this point where, well, I have 13 mana and I got like 1 blue source or no blue source, but I got this Refractor. I can Ghostly Flicker, Mnemonic Wall, and a Tron land and untap, and it only costs me 1 mana. You can get into really, really weird loops with this.
Yeah, this deck has a lot. This deck is incredibly difficult to play. I think that's really the reason that it doesn't see a ton of play, aside from the fact that the format's incredibly aggressive. I think this is part of the reason that it doesn't see as much play, because it is incredibly hard to play this deck. It requires a bunch of decisions to be made on how you're sequencing your turns, like even turns in the future. Like, I've played this deck before. I think it's a blast to play. I think it's very fun, but it's very hard.
Can this deck make infinite mana?
This deck can make infinite mana. It's a really, really convoluted line. It involves putting copies of, or some amount of copies of Weather the Storm on the stack.
Okay.
And what you do is you cast Unwind to untap your lands, and you get to with each of those triggers, each of those storm triggers on the stack, you ghostly flicker your mnemonic wall, and are able to bring back. You ghostly flicker like 2 mnemonic walls, and you bring back both the mnemonic wall and the unwind.
That is so stupid.
And you just get to make like infinite mana.
And
it's so silly.
when the flicker hits the Tron land, and then the unwind untaps the Tron. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a rig. It's a really convoluted thing that it's extremely unlikely to happen, especially on Magic Online, because that's a ton of clicks. This deck is really hard to play on Magic Online as well, because there's a ton of clicking going on.
So wow, even bigger congratulations there.
Yeah, this deck is incredibly hard to play on Magic Online.
Cool sideboard card I saw on one of these lists was Rhystic Circle. So it's
would you like to read that one for us?
Yeah, it's 2 white for enchantment. Pay 1. Any player may pay 1, actually. If no one does, what? The next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage.
Let me get you the Oracle text on this
please,
card.
because I read that differently the first time I read that.
Yeah, let me get you the...
I thought any player could pay 1 and prevent the next damage to be dealt to him, which would be very busted. Yeah,
the text or the Oracle text on the card is pay 1. Any player may pay 1. Okay. This is still correct.
Okay.
If no one does, the next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you this turn, prevent that damage. So it is extremely complicated. It is weird, but that is the Oracle text on the card. It has not actually changed.
Let me get the Oracle text. It reads the card off again.
It's literally the same.
Does anybody know how this card works?
Yeah. So you pay a mana. And you also give your opponent, basically your opponent, the choice to pay a mana, or they give you the choice to pay a mana. But you have more mana naturally than your opponent because you're playing Tron.
No, but it's basically during their turn they can hit you for normal unless they pay 1.
Yeah, they have to pay 1 for each source of damage.
Okay, so it's almost like
anytime it gets
propaganda.
activated. Yeah, kind of.
But it's propaganda for each creature except for cost 1. Is how
well,
I'm
it costs
gonna
however much mana they're willing to.
They're willing to pay because you're the Tron player and you're gonna have more mana.
Yeah, any player. If no one does, the next.
So they're
time,
attacking you. You activate this thing. Mm-hmm. They then have a choice to pay 1 or not. And if they do pay 1, then it negates the effect. You're like, okay, then I activate it again. Are you gonna pay 1 or not? If they do, okay, I'm going to activate it again. Are you going to pay 1? And eventually they won't have enough mana based on how much mana you have.
But it says if no one does.
Right, but that's only...
Because you can technically pay it yourself.
Yeah, that's only... The entire effect on this card is only applicable if you paid the first mana to activate it in the first place. This is not an effect that's just sitting there.
Yeah.
Like stopping it.
But
it's not a dual player activated card.
I don't get the back and forth for this card. Anyway, let's move on for Flickertron. I hope I never, ever play against that card.
So when I put that
You'll
card
play
into
against James
I was like, when I play
Saturday.
this card, I will just confuse you. And
I will not be attacking you.
Cool. That just means I win the game.
Great.
No, I will combo off.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Okay.
I do want to talk about this first place list from Las Vegas Chaos, this blue-white glitters list. A lot of cool innovations going on here. We have 8 inspectors. We have 0 frogmites.
Ooh.
The full list, so we're 8 inspectors, 4 ornithopters, 1 Phyrexian Walker, which is the 0 mana 0/3 artifact creature, no other text. So they have 5 0-drop artifact creatures. They have the 4 Gingerbrutes, 4 Mirror Enforcers, and the 4 Moon Circuit Hackers, which is the blue 2/1 enchantment creature with ninjutsu that you draw a card the first time you hit them, if that's the turn it came into play. Otherwise, you loot. 4 drums, 4 Thoughtcast, 3 of One Mind, 3 Metallic Rebuke, 4 All That Glitters, 17 lands.
So this is a lot more in on All That Glitters, I feel like.
This is a little bit more in on All That Glitters and just has just more efficient
This is also
starts.
drawing more cards than the original one did because it has that extra inspector.
Yeah, extra inspector, the of One Minds plus the Thoughtcast. I'm reading through the Twitter thread from Las Vegas Chaos when they posted that they won. Someone asked them about the one of Phyrexian Walker, and they responded saying that like it gives you 20% more like Springleaf Drum starts. It gives you 20% more starts where you play tap land on 1, play 0 drop, and then you have Ninja on the next turn.
attack with
It's another non-human for of one mind. It gives you more chances to activate turn on your Metallic Rebuke with another Ornithopter, and it's also just randomly immune to like the -2/-2 effects. So it's just like, sure, it's just like another little pushing the gas pedal forward.
Man,
for the deck.
I just don't see how these lists are better than the Jeskai versions.
I think the mana base is cleaner. You don't have to play
The
as many
mana
tap
base
lands.
is a lot better. That's
You
true.
don't have to play as many tap lands.
But I feel like this is so much more.
Someone
all-in.
also asked them that why they haven't tried the Jeskai version, and also why Novice Inspector over Frogmites. They said the 2/2 stats are not so good now, and you don't need free affinity unless you play Synthesizer. And for red, they don't think Galvanic is the right card for the list right now. Less colors means you can be more aggressive, and if you want to play Synthesizer, just play red-white Synthesizer, not affinity.
I think so. The real key
Fair
here
enough.
is to play as many untapped lands as you can in the format.
Yeah.
That's really the key here.
And the sideboard looks pretty clean too. We only have 2 of the Acolyte effects, which is 2 Obsidian Acolytes. That's the pro black one, no pro red and crimson anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think you really need it.
And I like the 4 Dust to Dust. Like you're hedging, like, okay, if Jeskai is going to play all these really slow tap lands,
Oh yeah.
I'm going to
Just
remove all of
stone
them.
rain them into the dirt.
And on turn 3 consistently, because I'm not playing a bunch of bad
Tap
tap
lands.
lands. That
Yeah, you're playing 4. you're playing exactly 4 tap lands. Also,
So you can dust to dust them on turn 2.
oh, that's
yeah,
true.
because you
Springleaf.
have Springleaf Drop. The fact that you also have ways to go fetch a basic is also very relevant. I've had that come up with like cleansing wildfire, where I have been the cleansing wildfire player and go destroy my opponent's lands, and they don't have a land to search.
Yeah, we got 2 islands.
They do have islands. They have a way out of that.
Gunner, you're not going to shout out this Bogos list?
Boggles? We can look at it. I'm not necessarily someone who identifies as Boggles player much anymore,
Oh,
but
Me neither. That was my first modern
there's-
deck. We've had that conversation.
yeah.
There's not a lot
looks pretty stock.
going on here. There is 1 card, or 2 cards actually.
Freewind Falcon.
That are cool. Yes, Freewind Falcon is a cool card. It's a per red card.
It's cool art too.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It
art.
is cool art.
Old
2
school,
little
old
goblins.
school magic card.
Oh, love that.
And then the other card I wanted to talk about is
Now we got Leonardo da Vinci on magic cards.
is
That's okay.
is
know.
Vitality Charm.
Ooh.
So Vitality Charm, for those who are unfamiliar, is single green for choose one of the following. You may put a 1/1 green insect token into play, or target creature gains +1/+1 and trample into the turn, or regenerate target beast.
Any beast in the deck? Oh my gosh, Bogle is a beast.
Bogle is a beast.
Boggles a beast. Oh my god. So
this-
you get all 3. So you
those
have
are-
the instant speed insect token against the
The Edict decks.
edict effects.
Yep.
You can give trample if you haven't found your Rancors and stuff like that. And then you can just regenerate your Boggle.
That card is so
That's
relevant
actually pretty sick.
in this really specific way. That's super cool.
Pauper, man.
Pauper.
Yeah,
Just
you can
find
find out
these-
all sorts of weird cards you never thought you'd find.
Hell yeah.
Also worth shouting out Grixis Affinity. Like we don't see a ton of these
Luffy.
in challenges anymore. So love seeing it. It looks like Grixis Affinity as we now know it. No Frogmites, which is normal in this version. We see 3 Cart Clan Shamans in the main board, probably to deal with the go wide from other Affinity decks. And we see 1 Tithing Blade in the main board, which makes sense, I guess.
They don't have a way to bounce this one, so that one's kind of interesting to me, actually.
It's an artifact.
It is an artifact. I
Could sack
assumed that they would want to. I guess it works really well in conjunction with being able to just like Clan Shaman away the small stuff and then be able to tithing blade the big thing.
And it's 4 Deadly Dispute, 4 Reckoner's Bargain. There's no map token one, which I thought was also kind of interesting.
And they're also only down to 2 Thoughtcasts.
Wait, wild. I guess Deadly Dispute's better. You know?
I mean, Thoughtcast did not make our top 10 lists.
No.
None of ours.
But Deadly Dispute was number 4.
Yeah, Deadly Dispute
That's
is
true.
really good.
Deadly Dispute's just way better of a magic card.
Congrats to all the players who top 8 this tournament. That had to have been a minefield of
Yes.
players to go through to get.
And I believe
to get
top
eight.
4 got regional championship qualifications as well.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
which is pretty wild that Magic Online has 200 to 400 player top 4 RCQs when
Oh my gosh.
we have 8-person 2 slotters in random places
not
in the
around
middle of
here.
nowhere. No, not here, but in other places.
I would love one of those here, please.
I wish they would all disappear. I
wish-
it's bad for the system. Should we talk about our regular challenges? Unless
Yeah.
there's anything else you guys want to highlight.
Nothing
that
too
kinda covers it.
crazy.
Actually, there is another card that I do want to talk about that is popped up and actually kind of relevant for that Tron deck. Is the card Runaway Boulder.
Oh yeah.
6-mana artifact comes into play, deals 6 damage to a creature, and you can cycle it for 2.
Yeah, my bad.
It's a cool card.
I know I said it was awful one episode.
Did you?
Yeah, and you flamed me.
Yeah, I think the card's good.
It's all right.
It's like
Does
it's,
what
it's
you
an
needed to
easy.
do.
It's a removal spell that deck doesn't have. Well, now it does.
you play all the colors.
Yeah, but you don't want to spend. You don't want to spend
6 mana.
6. Those colorless mana, so you're not spending a
Colorless
ton.
is easy, yeah.
Yeah, colorless is easy. You can spend 2 Tron lands on casting a 6-mana card.
Okay, my thing though is the hard part is getting to Tron. Once you're there, we're easy living.
The decks that play Tron decks don't have that hard of a time getting to Tron.
In Pauper, it's a little harder.
You have Ancient Stirrings, Crop Rotation, and Expedition Map. All of them.
And they're not playing them all.
No, they're not because they can't because they're playing all these colors.
Exactly.
I know, so they're having to play this colorless card to compensate.
No,
for it.
and that's what I'm not saying it's horrendous. That's why we don't. I think 1 or 2 of us fine. It's like we're not seeing 4. I almost said 6 of these. 'Cause
Oh,
that's
no.
illegal. Well, not illegal. You know what I mean?
Well, it is. But no, but it's a cool card that is the newest addition.
Technology.
To this deck. Yeah, it's the newest addition to this deck. It's cool technology.
This Boros Symphilis in top 16. I just wanted to point out they had Seeker of the Ways here, so that's how they were using their flex slot. It's just a deck I like to pay attention to because I'm a fan of this deck.
You and I both.
Oh yeah. Want to move it.
Let's do it.
Let's
Move
move.
it.
Let's move in stereo on to the next challenge, shall we?
I bet my reference was a lot more. I bet I casted a wider net.
I don't know. That's a pretty popular band that I just referenced.
What's the band?
The Cars. Moving in stereo. It's a song from the
It's a good
Cars.
song.
I'm familiar with the movie.
What Cars?
Yeah.
To be fair, that was one of the first thoughts that went through my head when I didn't hydroplane off the highway and into a car. I was like, turn left to go right. Just white knuckling my steering wheel after, just why is all I think about this freaking Pixar movie? All right, cool. Great.
Ciao.
Anyway, moving on to the first of our 3 regular Pauper Challenges on Magic Online. 56 players for the second was Saturday. Yes,
It's a good number.
March 2nd. The Pauper Challenge 32 in 8th place on Is It Terror? We have Campo. In 7th place, Bombage on Demir Terror. In 6th place, Zamu on Blue Black Fairies. In 5th place, Pat Zero Presidente on Poison Storm.
You.
In 4th place, Jose Guillermo on Blue White Glitters Affinity. In 3rd place, Bernardo CSSA on Blue White Glitters Affinity. In 2nd place, Sorry I'm So Tilted on Blue White Glitters Affinity. And in 1st place,
The deck is
Paulo Cabral BR on,
What is
you
it?
guessed it, Blue White Glitters Affinity.
Wow.
Turns out the ripple effect of winning one of these major challenges means people kind of pick up the list.
But it's one
it for a
thing
spin.
to it shows up a ton, but it's another to be
4 of the 4 in top 4.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've
Only one of them is significantly different from Las Vegas Chaos's innovations.
are these ones on Frogmites? Did you look?
One of them is still on Frogmites, has 1 Kinku Artificer, 2 Rebukes, but the rest are all pretty similar. They're not playing the 1 of 03, but they are playing the 8 Inspectors and of One Mind, Stoutcast, Metallic Rebuke. They're also on Turnacide out of the sideboard.
Yeah, that's a classic, or that's a more classic Grixis Affinity card.
Yeah.
Whereas they just protect their lands. That's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Protects against dust to dust really, really nicely.
Yeah, it's a blue mana for an instant. It's counter target spell that targets a permanent you control. So yeah, protecting lands, protecting your creature you're trying to put glitters on if they go to kill it. Yeah.
Remember when I said this was the most powerful card printed in 2023?
What?
Which card?
Which one?
Glitters.
Glitters?
Yeah.
Well, it's not printed in 2023.
It was printed in
in
2019.
Printed as a common in 2023.
was printed in 2019.
Printed as a common in 2023.
It entered the Pauper format in 2023.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, like it's one thing for like a lot of people to play it, but it's another thing for it to be 4 of the top 8 and all 4 in the top 4.
Yeah, so I know we've banged on before about like if you don't pack your hate cards, you're gonna lose to it.
But
turns
people
out people are packing their hate cards even in the mirror match.
If you're not packing your hate cards in the main board, you're going to lose to it.
Yeah, at this rate, you got to have some way to deal with glitters. Like, you're just going to die.
And I think we've all been there. I think especially like this deck can survive a Dust better than the Jeskai deck.
Yep.
And even against the Jeskai deck, I have Dusted them once and have lost to them.
Yep. I've played the mirror on the Jeskai side against Blue White, and I've been Dusted and it didn't matter. Because I had, like, the Springleaf drums.
Because if you get, like, 2 drums out, it's like, what do you want to... There's a real conversation on, okay, you have... 2 or 3 creatures, 2 drums, 2 or 3 lands. What's my Dust doing here?
Yeah,
like, am I killing 2 Frog Mines that these decks don't even play anymore?
I do think that starts to become like a point of point of contention of like what your choice is in that turn. You're like, how do I think the game is going to play out? Like, what do I think the creatures are going to be more relevant, or do I think the lands are going to be more relevant in the course of the game? Because the creatures, I mean, adding with the Springleaf drum, but like, there's a lot of thinking to be had there.
And right now, at least in black decks and Pauper, like edict effects are really, really popular right now, and those are sorcery speed and not great against these decks to begin with when you're playing 5 Ornithopters, one that just can't fly. So I think it puts this tension on the format where I can't tap out on turn 2 unless I want to take 12 sometimes, you know?
Yeah,
like 12 is probably on the high end, but like that's dangerous, you know? Like I know like other formats, there's always like in band discussions, that's what they talk about is like it's not fun when I feel like I can't tap out this early in the game. It's like answer or bust.
Yeah. Inksay, we mentioned that people even with the consideration are packing their hate cards. There does become a point, I know this has been a topic of conversation on the Pauper format panel, is that if a sideboard, and at this point, even if main decks are starting to become to the rate at which they are for affinity hate, there may also need to be action taken against specifically all the glitters.
Yeah, and I hope that the artifact lands don't get hit out of this, just because like a lot of different decks utilize them in really cool ways.
It's like the only format we get to like play with them in like a meaningful way.
Yeah, yes, they are like the underlying issue. Yes,
oh,
100%. But it's part of the identity of Pauper. We've talked about that before. It's the identity of Pauper. We don't want them to go away. Like I personally do not want them to be taken at those to be the card that's taken the cards that are action is taken against. I do think it is like whatever the payoff card is probably the answer to that.
And I did make the joke when we were talking, or somebody made the joke when we were talking about the Swift Spear ban. But it's like, oh great, my sideboard slots got freed up, so now I can play 4 Dust to Dust, 3 Destroy Evils, and like 3 Declaimers in there instead, you know, like 8 cards for affinity. But also I made a mistake of going on Reddit today at work while I was in the bathroom, and I was reading something, and like someone of course posts this challenge, and someone makes the really stupid comment of like the PFP doesn't even care. It's like, dude, it's been one challenge, to be fair, like, or one weekend. Like the minute it goes live, do you expect a ban? And
no, I mean they have to take time and consider results across an extended period of time. They can't just take results from a certain weekend as like the gospel here.
I agree, but like this is like a very, very good like painting a red target on itself, of course, but at like the same time, like chill out, let them do their work.
Yeah. They've done fantastic work thus far. I trust that they'll do whatever's correct.
And saying we don't care about the format, I don't think they're getting paid.
No.
So this is a labor of love.
They're doing that under their own free
They
will.
put out like 15+ minute long videos explaining what they're thinking about. Don't tell me they don't care about this
for
format.
real.
No, they
Where's that for any other format?
Yeah, no, we are privileged as a Pauper format to have the Pauper format panel.
Yeah.
Gun, any other thoughts on this? Like, what do you think of this Glitter's Affinity takeover?
I'm happy to see it have a place in the metagame. I like that the way I like to think about Magic formats is what are the pillars. I think I learned this from like something Jerry Thompson said a while ago of just like when you're evaluating a format, like figure out what the pillars are of the format, figure out which ones you want to play that line up best against the others, or which one fits your playstyle best or whatever, and then make sure your choices, and I'm sure we'll get into this when we talk about brewing, of just like understand what that format, like what that sets the rules of engagement for in that format. And I think that All That Glitters being one of those format pillars is really cool for the format. Like, it means you have to be disciplined with your removal. You have to either try and race them or control them, and like those are very different angles of attack that are both effective against this sort of deck. And then it spawns a bunch of different sub archetypes around All That Glitters. Like we see this blue-white list, we see the Jeskai list with Experimental Synthesizer. I think we may have seen a couple like Boros lists with All That Glitters too. Like
we did.
Like and All That Glitters showing up in Boggles as well. Like there are a lot of applications for the card. It's not just like this is the best glitters list. It's like like this blue-white list that has been innovated on, it may be one of the top contenders, but I think that there's no like true consensus of like what the best All the Glitters deck is. And I think that like kind of, what's the word I want to use? Not like waffling around, but like trying, the metagame is continually, like players are continually trying to, it's shifting around, and they're trying to solve All That Glitters. And I think it's been shown that there are enough different ways to play with it, that there are also enough different ways to play around it and to beat it. Whether you want to like get out from underneath the affinity players and dust to dust all their lands, or if you just want to hold up Defiles and Tithing Blades and just never let them have a creature to stick it on, or you just want to beat them down with a bunch of goblin tokens before they can even get a reasonable hit in. Like,
so next weekend or this week in playing Pauper, should I just play like red white shatters, 4 Castinifiers, 4 dust to dust?
No, I don't. I mean, the thing people also need to keep in mind is like, it's a 60 card deck, and 4 of those cards are All That Glitters. Like you also have to play against 56 other cards, albeit a bunch of those are lands. But like,
I will also mention that with the addition of Novice Inspector, because that's like I think that might be the card that's actually pushed these Glitters decks like quite over the top at this rate, is the amount of card draw that's actually in your like raw actual card draw that's in your deck that you get to control at any time. Because like playing Synthesizer, you don't get to control what comes off the top of your library. You do get to control when you crack that clue off any of these inspectors to draw these cards. They're never dead. Like they're never gonna just be sitting, and you're never gonna look sad at this All That Glitters that you flipped over a Synthesizer that you cannot play.
Yeah.
So I think that's really the card that's actually really pushed these decks over the top, and has actually like really supplanted them as like probably the best deck in the format. I would just go ahead and throw that out there right now. I think this is the best deck to be actually to be playing. Is it what like Cameron and I are going to play? Yeah, very unlikely that that's going to be the case, but I do think it is like probably the best thing to be doing.
I would play it if I was there on Saturday. If I'm playing on Saturday, I would just play Chaos's list.
I wanted to point out what you said about like the rules of engagement of the format.
Yeah.
And I don't think that a turn 2 I'm attaching this +10 enchantment. I don't think that's a fun. It's not gonna be +10
When
10
is it ever +10 on turn 2?
Not in turn 2.
Right, but
over the course of the game, it will be.
But taking 6 on turn 2 is pretty massive.
Taking 6 on turn 2 is like a day at the beach against mono red.
That's true.
So
I think it comes with the backup of all the creatures actually just being very good too.
I think it also just feels worse because this is the one card that does the thing. Whereas like if mono red can honestly kill you faster than these decks can, it's just with a various combinations of a bunch of cards put together. So you're just doing like, well, I'm just gonna weather the storm, or I'm just gonna drown in sorrow, and just like have one answer that just kind of sweeps it all away.
I don't think this is easily hated out.
This is not as easily like there are a bunch of different ways to fight All That Glitters, which I think is what we're getting at. And it's not that there's not just one clean answer. Sometimes they can beat your kill spell. Sometimes they don't care if you dust to dust their lands, but sometimes it is effective too. So like there is a lot of play there, but it's not just as like cut and dry as just like having one card that beats mono red, but even though they're like a similar speed.
But with dust to dust, like that's almost not enough too now, because if they have like the drum start and all that, even if they don't,
it's almost too slow.
And Metallic Rebuke too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like versus like mono red, you're more than likely going to be safe. Like, if you're playing mono red, how big of a blowout is if you have to bolt their Thraben Inspector and it gets metallic rebuke too? Like, you lost there.
Yeah.
In my other point, I was going to say, like, Dust to Dust isn't like a blow, like, versus like Weather Storm versus mono red. That's like, that's going to win me the game. Dust to Dust on its own, that's true. Dust to Dust on its own probably will not win you the game here. Just because, like, now it doesn't hit the All That Glitters, and you're playing 8 Thraben Inspectors, which can wear an All That Glitters pretty safely. Like, it's almost like risky to put it on your Ginger Brew, even though it can get in so easily, or an Adopter, just because.
Point of order: I'm never dust to dusting creatures in this hypothetical. I'm only dust to dusting lands.
Well, I agree. Yeah, like that's what you mean. But like, if you draw a Dust to Dust sometimes, and sometimes there's a Frogmite, not in this list, or an Ornithopter wearing All That Glitters, and that's the most obvious target.
Right.
But now it's not that easy.
Right. And I think that's a purposeful choice, too, of like, yeah, sometimes you get to put it on a Ginger Brood and it's busted and unblockable, but with so much artifact hate, I think these lists are playing into that, where they're like, okay, I'm just going to put it on my regular creatures, and so I can play around artifact hate even more. I think it really comes down to people. I mean, I think people need to be playing more enchantment hate as well, like these Destroy Evils.
Yeah,
like Destroy Evil can just straight up kill whatever you put the glitters on.
You need a combination of both. And what's frustrating is sometimes you have the wrong piece at the wrong time. Like when we were like, remember we were playing the Ponza deck. It's like, man, I have the remove. Like, I have my bolts. You had 4 Utopia Spells this game. Haha, I had my enchantment removal. You had 3 Arbor Elves this game. Cool. You know, and so it's like really awkward there. And it's one thing with mono red. Sorry, Hippo. Here, say what you're going to say first.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're on your train of thought.
It's like one thing with like mono red, if I don't need my answer like then and now, but like if you're playing like a red deck versus like this Glitter's Affinity versus like mono red, I can grab my life gain spells later versus mono red, or my In the Festivities still works after you attacked me. But if I have bolts and screds and I paid 2 mana, or I played a tap land, which is really common in Pauper, and I missed my opportunity to deal with your All That Glitters. Like, how are these Is It Scred decks game 1 gonna deal with a resolved All That Glitters? Echoing Truth, I guess, what this one has is a one of.
I see your point. It's definitely something to watch out for. I think it comes down to how people are playing in their games, and it's kind of how when I'm playing against so for instance, when I'm playing against All That Glitters as mono red, I am not keeping a hand that doesn't have a way to kill the creature they're going to put glitters on, and I don't touch anything that does not get a glitters. That's just how I play against the matchup, because I know that as soon as that glitters hits, I can't kill that creature.
Yeah,
so
but game 1s though too.
Even game 1, like the thing about playing my burn deck is I'm always gonna have like lightning bolts, fire blast. I have fire blasted on like 3 lands to kill whatever they put all the glitters on, because I know I can't win if it sticks. Like there are just things you have to do in order to win games that you wouldn't be able to if they get the glitters to resolve.
And I'm saying like turn 2 constraint like that is a big pressure on the format.
I think if that's the case, I think you'll see more like of the control decks go back to things like Snuff Out. Like you'll see Gardens go up on Snuff Outs. You'll see blue black Terror start rising instead of blue red and stuff like that.
TLDR, Glitters is a good card.
It is very good card.
No, it's a very good card. We're kind of running around each other a little bit. But I do think it is something that people do need to make sure is on their radar of like, okay, like, is this card a little too good? Like, I agree. It's very, very, very strong.
And I was playing, like, I was trying to think of like the negatives. I'm not trying to go on my soap operas like, we gotta ban Glitters right now.
No. I think
it's a good discussion to have.
Yeah, I agree.
I do think we're all on the same page of the card is incredibly powerful.
Very.
Yes, obviously it is accrued a lot of hate that people have to play even in their main deck or their sideboard combination thereof across the two for it. And there may need to be action taken. We're not saying there should be action taken, but there may need to be action taken at some point.
Yeah.
Because it is a very powerful card.
Shall we move it to the next one?
Let's go to the next
Let's do
challenge,
it.
Let's
shall
stop talking about glitters.
Good luck.
Well, too
Run
bad because
around
there's
on the
some of
common
stuff.
ground podcast with
We've-
a
we-
pocket full of shells.
We've moved
Run
on.
around the common ground podcast with the pocket full of shells.
All right, Zach De La Rocha, come on.
When you said run around each other, and immediately that came to my head.
Incredible. Shall we?
We shall.
All right. So the 64 comes first, correct? All right. Sunday, March 3rd, our Pauper Challenge 64 with 70 players. In 8th place, Daniel Akos on Blue Black Terror. In 7th place, Paiganti, the European All-Star, on Blue Black Fairies. In 6th place, Termidor on Blue Black Terror. In 5th place, Capoeira 02 on Blue White Glitters Affinity. In 4th place, Pedrastone on Gardens. In 3rd place, Ritual Sinkhole on Turbo Fog. In 2nd place, Paulo Cabral BR with a back-to-back top 8 here. This time on did they win the last one? Yeah, they won the last one, I think, on with Glitters. 2nd place with Glitters this time. And 1st place, Totem Silence with Your Baby, Cameron, Orzhov Blade.
A little different list than what I was playing before. This list is not playing the Hopeless Nightmares, that enchantment that makes them discard a card.
Sure.
So that's a little different. This is, instead, it's playing 4 cast downs in a Disfigure instead of just the 1 cast down and I think 3 snuff outs that I was on. So that's interesting. It's up on another Suffocating Fumes just to deal with all of these little dinky fairy decks that never go away. And you see 2 Okuba Gang Shinobis, which is 3 black, or you can ninjutsu it for 3 and a black. And when it deals combat damage to a player, they discard 2 cards. I played this as a fun of one of them on my sideboard.
I got when I played your deck, I got the Gardens player who fired back with their very own on the following turn.
That's
actually
hilarious. That's awesome.
So we fire back and forth again.
Dude, when that card's good, it's so good. This is also playing 8 Inspectors.
Cool thing about this list as well. The cool one thing I'm sure it's been thought of, but like you can have the chance to return it with your Core Skyfisher to do it again. Super sick.
That's sick. That actually never came up.
Yeah, super sick.
This list is on 0 Ichor Wellsprings, which I think is interesting with the 4 Deadly Disputes and stuff. I guess you're not playing like a full 7 or 8 Deadly Disputes, so I guess that makes a little more sense to be less on the artifacts people sack to them. One of my favorite things about this deck, though, is that Omen of the Dead. You get in these like late game, you have 2 Core Skyfishers in your graveyard. You play Omen of the Dead, play Core Skyfisher, that picks up Omen of the Dead. You play it again, pick up the other Core Skyfisher in your graveyard. Wow, I'm saying that card so many times right in a row. And guess
We're
what?
so proud of you.
You play that Core Skyfisher that you just picked up, pick up Omen of the Dead, and instead of playing it and grabbing a random troll or something in your graveyard, you just wait. And it puts this thing in the format where if you're playing Mono Red Gun, you cannot kill my Core Skyfishers. Nope. You can kill them. I'm gonna get them back every single time. And that's just I think that's a loop some decks cannot beat. It's like very fragile, and people can sideboard relics in.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
It's very fragile, and some people can sideboard relics in, which I think they're wrong.
I agree with you.
But
fragile.
I love you. Never change.
All right, that's enough ranting. I love this deck, though.
No,
It's
this
a
deck
really
is
fun deck.
super sweet. I can say you enjoyed the time you played. I enjoyed the time I got to play it.
It's so good.
The deck is a blast to play.
So both these Terror decks, and I think everyone we looked at this weekend, no Cryptic Serpents, and instead Gurmag Anglers. Is that just because it costs 1 versus 2?
I think the Cryptic Serpents are in the mono blue lists.
Yeah, but why is that, I'm asking? Is it just the 1 mana?
Yes, there's the mana. There's the mana part of it because you're being taxed on playing other spells that are more reactive than because the mono blue deck's not like necessarily reactive. It's more proactive and trying to slam as many gigantic.
You could say it's a tempo deck.
Yeah, it's a tempo deck. You're trying to slam these gigantic things into play. That's the idea of that deck. Mm-hmm. This deck is not trying to turbo them out. It's trying to play them naturally by
it's playing 4 Thought Scours, 4 Mental Notes.
Well, then you got me there.
Well, then it has the Gurmag Anglers too. So like you still have your 8 like quote terrors.
Yeah, but you get awkward spots where
Yeah,
you
I think
can't easily.
It's also a mana.
okay.
It's just probably just a mana thing, if that's the case.
It's probably also important to have half your threats not be blue in a world where your opponents are going to bring in red blast
that's
against you.
true.
Like in my version of Burn right now, I literally cannot beat a Gurmag Angler with an Unexpected Fangs lifelink counter on it. I just concede.
And that's
'cause
true,
I
like-
cannot beat it.
Like Familiar's deck's playing the cop blue too. This gets around there, so I can see that. That's smart.
Yeah, and a full 4 snuff outs.
That's aggressive.
Gotta kill those glitters creatures
Yeah,
before
you gotta kill the thing that's
they
got glitters on it.
hear you.
As much as I would love to say that there was something interesting going on in this, or new and interesting going on in this Turbo Fog deck, no, it's the same list that Sinkhole's been playing for a while.
Sinkhole crushing it.
Sinkhole's very good at this deck.
It
Actually, this is actually a little bit interesting. They're playing 4 Dispel in the sideboard, which is like pretty aggressive.
Damn. I mean, Dispel's really
I
strong.
mean, it's very strong. Like it beats.
I like
it, it
Dispel.
beats. It beats up on Blast pretty well. It beats up on like all these random little weird cards that just kill you out of nowhere. So yeah, I actually kind of like that. 4 Dispel's pretty sweet. That's like the big. I guess their big innovation for this weekend.
should we talk about these 2 blue-white lists in top 8?
I think we talked about glitters.
I think we've
enough.
talked-
One of them is the same player.
I think we talked ad nauseum about this deck.
Ad nauseum. That's not even legal in this format.
It's not. I love using that word though.
What ad nauseum?
It's a fun word to use.
It's 2 words.
2 words. Ad nauseum. You're talking about something to the point of nausea.
Yeah. Ad
Ad nauseam.
nauseum. To the point of nausea.
Yeah, so it's a word.
So it's a phrase.
It's a phrase.
Bro, they always
To
use
the
together.
point of nausea.
Okay,
Yes,
never mind.
it's used in conjunction.
I know what it means. But anyway,
Our second challenge
Oh, wait.
on Sunday. What, you want to go over one more thing?
just really briefly, these Ponza decks that have been almost making
yeah.
top 8. Nothing new there. It breaks my heart that they're not playing Pick Your Poison, but it makes sense if everyone has these Dinking Ornithopters to sacrifice and stuff.
Yeah.
And these
I really
decks,
want Pick Your Poison to be good.
I do too.
I also do.
These decks have not had
I
a
might be playing in standard.
new cards since Lord of the Rings, which is also wild to me.
To be fair, there's a pretty niche deck.
Yeah,
Let's be real.
takes
Generous's pretty good for the deck, too.
That
pretty.
card
Oh
is-
yeah,
good
yeah,
pickup.
yeah. No, I'm not saying like that was all bad pickup or
Cast in the
anything. I'm just
fire,
saying it hasn't
too.
had like any new innovations since.
Cast it into the fire.
All right, and moving on to the last challenge of the weekend.
All right, second Sunday challenge. This is the 32 on March 3rd. We got 50 players. Our top 8 is as follows. In 8th place, Dreddy Baj on Blue White Glitters Affinity. In 7th place, Lolo Polo 2001 on Golgari Gardens. In 6th place, Ras VD on Blue White Glitters Affinity. In 5th place, Discovern on Blue White Glitters Affinity. In 4th place, Nick Norman coming back in with Golgari Gardens action. In 3rd place, Forger Red on, not a red deck, Golgari Gardens. And 2nd place, we have our red deck, Mono Red Kaldatha, in the hands of Top Leash. I believe this is another 2nd place finish after the 2nd place finish in the qualifier challenge, so congrats to them. And in 1st place, a regular in our standings, Baiko De Gea on, you guessed it, Blue White Glitters Affinity. Okay, maybe this is a lot. This looks
3
like
Guardians too.
this looks like just a straight up this is just a straight up copy of Las Vegas Chaos's list. The one Phyrexian Walker. The top 4 lists, none of them played the Phyrexian Walker from two challenges ago. This is just Chaos's list. Must be good, huh?
Turns out.
I guess looking at these Gardens lists, all of them have 1 moment's peace in the sideboard, which is some technology.
That's probably for this deck. For this
Yeah,
affinity
it's
deck,
probably
if I had to
really good
guess.
there. Like buys you time, I guess. But like, we're starting to see more snuff outs in the main board. Looks like 2 in all of these lists. Yeah, all of these lists are playing 2 snuff outs because you gotta kill that glitters creature.
Oh yeah.
But this deck isn't like stuck if they resolve the glitters. You have your 4 cast downs. Defile probably doesn't get there yet, but it's easy to hold up 1 mana for Defile. The creature suite's pretty basic in all these. You're seeing the Drown in Sorrow main board as a one of, probably for these affinity decks, which you're seeing a ton of. It almost just, like, is it just correct to pack some hate main board now?
For glitters?
Yeah, like, just like if you're red, play 1 or 2 cast and fires main board.
The nice thing about glitters is kind of like something that I was saying is that most decks that are interacting just have main deck answers already. Because you can, if you're a blue deck, just counter it or just leave your kill spell up. Like, those are all very reasonable main deck answers. And then you have just the more efficient sideboard stuff after. I don't think you need to get too specific. With as wide of a format as Pauper still is, I don't think you need to get so specific in your main deck still.
I like Cast Down's main board too, because they're very flexible.
You mean Cast in the Fire?
Yeah. What did I say? Cast Down?
Cast Down.
I like that
Cast
main
down.
board too.
Yeah, Cast Down should definitely be in your main deck if you're a black deck for the most part.
But yeah, I think I like a Cast in the Fires because they're very, very flexible. It's always fun when you have very easy cuts. Also in this challenge, in the top 16, we have 4 more copies of Glitter's Affinity. So that's a lot. And the top 32, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It was 29% of the metagame.
Welcome to the podcast where Cameron counts.
1 out of every 3 decks is this silly Glitter's
That's
Affinity deck. That's kind of insane, actually. It's actually like
That is pretty nuts.
that is actually to the point of surpassing when Swift Spear was like the head of the format.
Unlock the cage, let her out.
At this rate, yeah, you might as well.
Whoa, I don't
And
think
it's
that's
just Swift
the
Spear
solution.
and all the glitters just passing each other.
Every deck needs to play 4 moments piece. It's just like
Me trying to live past turn 3 playing tap lands.
exactly.
I do want to say the second place Koldatha list. I kind of raised my arms in a religious experience. There's 1 Fire Blast in the deck.
Yay!
Let's go.
And 2 Rinse Resolve effects. We have
Yeah.
1 Rinse Resolve, 1 Reckless Impulse to get that some more card advantage going, which I like.
Yeah, I agree.
Just a little splash of that. And 2 End the Festivities in the main deck. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
All right,
So
well,
yeah, Glitters was the story of the weekend, that's for sure.
I would agree.
That's, easy to say that one.
Yeah.
Detective Gunn over here.
That's me.
Wait, is he a novice inspector?
He's a pro inspector.
I was.
Well, he was a detective. He's a novice inspector.
I mean, I'd be happy to be a novice inspector. I have 6 of them. I had 7, but the Pro Tour foil, the Pro Tour stamped one is going to.
Yeah.
Love that. But yeah, this seemed So this weekend, this week was definitely the recap of Affinity is insane. Still, it will continue to be insane as long as there is a payoff for it.
Yeah, I'm kind of just out of things to say about.
I think we talked ad nauseum about it.
You don't want to hear me try to horribly refute the things you have to say.
I need to do bad.
No, we talked about it ad nauseum.
Okay. Good job, bud.
We can TLDR and say it's very good. Pack your hate cards until they get rid of it.
And we have the 3 gardens here. Should we talk about abandoning gardens next? Man, this deck is so hit or miss though, because look at our other
You could have no copies in the top 8 or even top 16. Like
Yeah.
it can have like a good challenge or it could have not good
It's
challenge.
just one of those decks where a lot of times you're playing 18 lands, and sometimes you keep a 1-lander or 2-lander with a Limbus and a Deadly Dispute, and you do not see another land.
It's also
then you
another one.
die.
It's another one of those decks like we see Nick Norman here in top 4. Like Nick has won a couple other challenges with Gardens. Like you have these people who are like specialists with the deck who like
hard to
really
play.
know how to. Yeah, it's hard to play. And like watching like you guys play it when we play our monthlies, or Cameron and you were playing it at the Pauper Cup in Chicago. Like you have to know how to play fast with the deck to be able to finish your rounds in a reasonable pace. So like it really rewards familiarity with the deck.
I know I've mentioned it before again that a lot of that has to come with the online client. That deck is so beyond slow on Magic.
I feel like it'd be easier to play online because your opponent's not eating your round clock.
Watch you go play against the mirror and tell me how that feels.
No.
I'm telling you, I watched.
It sucks either way.
I'm saying I watched. I saw a screenshot on Twitter today that said, or that was a Gardens player at 5-0 to League, and they won 1-0 in the mirror match. I'm like, come on, that's part of the thing playing the deck. Like the deck's just incredibly slow. Like it's what the point of the deck is. It's there to grind as long as possible.
I think in a healthy format, there's gonna be a mirror that someone's gonna win 1-0.
I know in what context and what format are we talking about?
Any format,
I don't think that's necessarily
because
the
then
case.
that shows that you have a good control deck.
It's an interesting take.
Yeah,
I
spitting
will.
fire.
I will ponder that
Yeah.
I don't
until
think
next week
winning,
and have a good response for it.
Yeah.
Like, think about the best control decks that like come to mind. Like, we think about like the Elixir Immortality.
That was the
decks.
first. That was literally the first deck that popped in my head.
Yeah.
was that
but
Elixir
they were
deck.
still able to finish their matches.
Not that
within, Yes.
Really?
In
players,
time?
Yes. The players who knew what they were doing at that time.
There was like 2 cards in their entire 75 they needed to counter. That's it.
And
Like,
like
2. Elixir and Jace. That was it. Literally no other card mattered.
But that's what I'm, like, if something goes to time and like takes long to play in the mirror, I don't think that's a right to ban just because like
No, I'm not saying ban.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's healthy for a format if a mainstay of the format is matches are being decided by the clock.
if it's one thing, if it's like the deck is like 20% of every challenge or something. Yeah.
This is not.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I think it is if I'm not saying it's like you should get rid of it. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying like yes, it is just an incredibly slow deck. That is I do believe that's a huge reason why it's not such a big part of the online metagame as it is, because it is just so slow to play. Almost every other deck in this format plays a ton faster than this thing. The only other deck I think that plays nearly as slow as this thing is the Turbo Fog deck.
Flickertron,
That deck actually might be even a little bit slower on Magic Online.
Poison Storm.
That deck's actually faster.
On Magic Online?
Yeah.
So many clicks.
Not that bad.
Familiars.
That deck is really difficult to win with, I would agree. But that deck in paper, you can just go, I do the thing.
Maybe this format's bad. No, I'm
Why are we
kidding.
talking
Well,
about it?
Sam, we had a good run. Thanks for listening. That's it. Podcast is over.
Join us next week when we talk about Pioneer instead now. The best format.
Ew.
Well, you might be down a co-host.
Or 2 or 3.
Well, Spell Queller is a playable card, so
Yeah.
you know, I'm kind of.
But anyways, no, format's great. There's a lot of stuff going on. You can
yeah.
play any style of deck you want to.
I like dirtily stuff.
Yes, we all, 2 of the 3 of us do.
No wonder you're complaining about glitters.
Even you play the dirtily mono red deck too.
Is it Dirtle? I'm pretty sure it kills.
No, it's not
kills his
dirtily,
opponent
but
pretty
compared
quickly.
to the other
I still
deck, it's
I
dirtily.
still kill people very quickly.
Or sometimes like
I've also seen some of your rounds go to time.
It's not my fault.
play that deck.
I've watched you play some real long matches there, friend.
In turns?
I don't know about turn.
No, then I haven't gone to time.
Yeah, that's what.
What are you saying?
It's pretty slow though. I've seen you have some slow matches.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Well, you
Oh,
know,
I'm
there's
sure
a
there
lot
could be
of-
something
lot
to
of
say
things
to-
to think about.
We say everything we say on this podcast with love.
So anyway, any other closing thoughts before we wrap this up?
I think it's no. I
I
am
have
not
I have one
thoughts.
word.
Yeah,
Glitters.
Affinity. If you made it this far,
Wait.
Wow.
Real quick, what are you guys playing on Saturday?
Familiars. I'm playing Familiars.
For real?
Yeah, I got my deck. Let's put it
Ooh.
right over there. In the,
Okay.
Pro Tour Chicago deck box.
Ooh.
I mentioned it earlier. I am got my eyes pretty set on one of these Tron decks. Like I really want to play this Tron deck.
Play a drawn deck.
I haven't gotten to play it in a long
Then
time.
we can go to time. We play against Chiller round 1.
Oh my lord! No, I do want to play this. I do kind of want to play this deck. There's nobody at our store that plays it. Like period. Nobody plays Tron. And
Jay, if you're listening, bring Ponza, and you will wipe the floor with both Hippo and
I agree with that.
You would-
cannot be. Ponza basically cannot lose to either of those decks.
No, you would cream us both. Ugh. No, I don't want to play against Ponza.
So
It's okay. No one's gonna. Bring
It's
me
cool. No one's playing Ponza, so
Okay.
you're good.
Good thing we just announced what we're playing in the best.
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
pretty
both
sure.
of us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I want to play this Tron deck. If I don't, I will likely end up on some Novice Inspector deck, like Novice Inspector 3 Inspector deck, with the Synthesizer deck or this blue white Glitters Affinity deck.
Play
Very
all
good.
of them with Tron lands. Play 8 Inspectors
not
and
doing
Tron lands.
I would not like to use my Energy Refractor to cast
Practically.
dinky 1 drops.
3 mana
Why
draw
not?
card. Through 3 mana plus the 2 mana.
That's my
from the
one
energy.
land. One. Well, actually, it's 2 lands. 2 lands.
It's the mystical Eagles of the North deck we've been trying to figure out.
Oh my god.
No. But all right, I think that wraps it up for the episode. If you made it this far, you rock. leave us a review. That like helps with stats and recommended and all that. If you like this format, if you like what we're doing, share it with a friend. Tell your mother how much you like us. If you have any questions, you can message either of us on Twitter, or any of us on Twitter, or you could send any questions to commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com, and all of these things will be in the description. Oh, that's all we got. Peace out. Stay safe.
Thanks, fam. Appreciate y'all. Have a good week.
Later, everyone.
You can late to dinner. You can late to dinner your Eagles in the North, and it's so easy. Tron.
It's not like Model White Tron.
Yes.
No, I'm not playing Model X.
With the pocket full of shells, I'm running around the podcast. With the pocket full of shells, running around the podcast. With the pocket full of shells. On! Yeah! Bulls on Pauper! I got a good